At one point or another, we have been told to take up space, but there have always been buts. Take up space, but not too much, not too loud, not so deliberately. For the LGBTQIA+ community, though, it has always been a struggle. Historically, they've even had to fight for the idea that they deserve to take up space. This documentary explores spaces found, created, and nurtured by the queer community. We'll revisit Malate, where queer nightlife once thrived in the 90s till the early 2000s, and present alternative spaces that have allowed the community to thrive. Come along, we've made some room for you. We scour the streets of Malate with Louis, an instructor, creative director, and member of the community who experienced the nightlife culture in this once vibrant district.
Back in the mid-90s, everyone came here, like the artists, movie stars, everyone mingled back here in the day. As the years progressed, Nakpil became like the gay capital of Manila. Everything opened here in Malate back then. Malate used to be a very posh area to hang out in. And my very first gay pride happened in this street because I was from the province. I just moved to Manila back in the mid-90s. I experienced my first gay pride celebration here in Nakpil. It happened in this corner. I was standing in this corner. It was really fun. The whole street was filled with people. And I remember watching my very first drag performance right in this spot. It was like, wow, it was mind-blowing because I came from the province. I'd never seen a drag performance yet in my life, so it was my first. And I think back then, because no one had like phone cameras, so I think they felt safe. Like they weren't bothered by anyone. This used to be the famous Orosa strip. Actually, the younger gays only remember this area as O-Bar. But before that, it used to be the only Caribbean restaurant in the Philippines. It was called Cafe Caribana. I think it opened in '94. Just by walking here now in broad daylight reminds me of the days like I'm going out of Joy. Early in the morning, like 6 a.m., we used to come out and grab food in Pepe and Pilar over here. Well, I would see like a lot of guys making out here early in the morning. A lot of drunk guys just lying down on the streets here because this used to be a really fun place. The struggles before are kind of similar to the struggles we're having now. I mean, we're still finding our place under the sun, acceptance. Until now, it's still like an ongoing issue. I guess once you mingle with your own tribe, you become comfortable with your own skin, and eventually you get to accept yourself. So I guess coming here, meeting these people, made me accept who I really am, and eventually I became comfortable of calling myself queer. When Joy closed, beds started to open. It attracted more of the Makati gays, and this place was so packed. I remember falling in line just to enter here. So this used to be a bed back in the mid-2000s. And when they closed, they tried reviving the gay nightlife here. Because when bed closed and O-Bar left, the gay nightlife kind of dimmed. It didn't kind of work. No one really came here anymore. Because there are a lot of queer spaces in Makati, Quezon City, because bars started opening in Quezon City. I think I remember the Blue Butterfly. The Blue Butterfly opened in Quezon City. O-Bar moved to Ortigas. Then Club Government opened in Makati. So there are already a lot of choices for people to go to. So they stopped going to Malate. When the other bars started opening elsewhere in the city, so when bars started opening around the city, people just forgot about the mothership and stopped coming here. Seeing this place right now really saddens me because this used to be like a very fun place. It's a place that I called home because I was here every weekend back then. And it's just so sad that people forgot about Malate. And if you look at Bangkok, like the gay area there has been there time immemorial. And like, as long as I can remember, it's the same area, it's the same space. Probably because they get support from the community. Maybe if the community supported Malate, I guess this place could have been like still big until now.
Ako po ay si Corazon Del Rosario. 1968, July 22, 54 na po ako. Ako po yung nagtitinda po mga 35-40 nung nabubuhay pa ang asawa ko. Siyempre, gimmick dito, gimmick doon. Alam mo naman dito, halo-halo, lesbian, saka mga bakla. Yun lang ang niya, may white party, black party, Christmas party. Siyempre, masaya eh. Kasayahan sila eh. Inom, kantahan, kung saan-saan. Palipat-lipat ng ibang bar, lahat ng bar, pinapasok. Mas maganda yung una. Kaysa ngayon. Maganda kasi nung araw eh. Kapag tinda ka pa, maayos pa. Walang huli dito, walang huli doon.
So di ba dati ate ito yung top and bottom? Ano yung naalala mo dati dito? May naghahalikan ba? May naghahalikan ba?
Oo. Meron, siyempre.
Sa anong reaction mo noon? Makita ka dalawang lalaki naghahalikan.
Oo.
Okay lang sa'yo?
Okay lang.
Hindi ka na pa ganon?
Hindi.
Naalala mo, bumibili ako ng Yossi sa'yo. Anong Yossi ko?
Malboro.
Ang galing ng memory! Saan ang naalala mo sa pride parties dati dito, ate?
Ganda.
Daming gwapo, di ba?
Daming gwapo. Marami din. Halo-halo.
So, kamusta na ang Malate ngayon, Nay?
May na.
Compared before, nung unang panahon, nung bukas pa mga bars
Oo, mas
dito?
malakas noon kaysa ngayon.
Di ba dito yung ano mo dati?
Dati dito.
Oo.
Ngayon, lumipat ako doon sa kabila. Dito, ito talaga, ito tindahan.
diyan ka
Tapos
nagtitinda.
doon.
The Malate nightlife scene may be gone, but people continue to create and enjoy other areas across the cities. Makati's Poblacion is one of them, a bustling, lively nightlife scene full of creative energy. And it makes you wonder, how can we continuously support these places made for everyone, How do we make sure Poblacion will not go the way of Malate?
Hi, I'm Shahani Gania, also known as Super Starlet XXX, and I am the co-founder of Elephant. We all have our definition of what a safe space is. For us in the queer community, it's an environment where we can be ourselves. For us here in Elephant, we take the term safe space very seriously. Hindi tayo magpapapasok ng predator, hindi tayo magpapapasok ng bully, hindi tayo magpapapasok ng abuser, hindi tayo magpapapasok ng anyone who's not an ally. Because we want to keep it safe for these people. We started organizing weekly techno dance parties for the LGBTQIA+ community. We've been doing it almost regularly around Metro Manila. We try our best to be a safe space for everyone. Basically, what we wanted was to revive the rave culture that I experienced during the late 90s, early 2000s, and reclaim techno as something that's part of the queer community, something that's part of queer culture. Importante magkaroon ng queer spaces, kagaya nito ng Elephant, kasi this is where you find your tribe eh. This is where you find people that you can relate to, and people you collaborate with, people to grow with, para ma-protect ang ating mga trans, ang ating LGBT community, lalo ng mga trans at saka queer, is to educate. Educate the people at the door. Educate your bouncers. Educate your staff. What is SOG? Diba? What is being trans? What is being queer? What is being human? We have to teach people empathy na, alam mo yon, na galangin natin ang isa't isa. Dati, I used to go a lot sa Malate, and it was a big part talaga of my growing up years. Pero now that we are in a new world, it feels that being a nomadic queer space works better because it focuses more on the community instead of the physical space. Becoming a safe space is a work in progress and a communal effort. Every day we learn new ways to become more inclusive, not just for the queer community, but for everyone who needs to be uplifted and protected.
Sound the echoes of the Lord. Oh, ito na. Parang first elephant again.
Here
in QC. Laban lahat naman dito masaya. I hope so.
yes.
Nakakasaya to, Gin Pomelo.
Sobra. Diba? Pero parang, bakit ba natin to ginagawa?
Well, dog show tonight.
Yes, the Elephant Party Dog Show.
Hi,
Kung saan,
Carlo.
hi, makipag-dog showan tayo sa mga kagaya ni Ricardo yan, kagaya ni Carlo Vicente. Hi. Tagalin na natin yung stigma na pag it's a gay party, kailangan hedonistic. No, it's not always like that. It's not like that.
And at the same time, since wala pang Soji bill na napapas, like, officially, we have to really look out for each other.
We do.
So, yung trans friend mo, probably someone to empathize or need the support, you know, like, just go help it, her,
Yeah.
them.
Everyone.
Everyone,
basically.
It's very important to have a very safe space for me to expand myself and express myself. And that itself is liberation, you know. So if I feel safe enough that I can comfortably do whatever I want to do and, you know, just be more of myself, understand myself more as a queer person, then that's liberation. And that's why we create these safe spaces for everyone.
I heard parang the Soji bill is passed again by second reading. I don't know. But the thing is, the way I feel about it, parang the way this Soji bill has been languishing in Congress, and it's just lip service, it's just performative. So unless it gets passed, I'm like, about it.
What I know though is that, for example, dito sa Elephant, we have a very strong trans community who need support, who need governance, who need security.
Yeah.
And so far, if walang Soji bill, parang they will always be discriminated, they will always be asked for their dead name, alam mo yun, among other things that they experience on a daily basis.
Because there's no government support for the LGBTQIA+ community. It's
Exactly.
very cosmetic.
Like, tayo nga, di ba, like, we don't even get financial support. Everything that we do for creating a safe space is very DIY.
Every time we have an elephant party, it's do whatever you want.
Because it's very liberating, right?
Exactly.
And liberation is very important for us.
For us queer people,
And that's why we're creating these safe spaces for
so
us
to be liberated. We need people to understand that gay pride doesn't happen on June only. It happens every day. Support your trans friends. Protect your trans friends.
Protect the queer community, support the safe spaces
Yes.
that are being created for them. Ano ba yun?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Can I have some of that liberating drink?
Gin Pomelo, very liberating. Ano?
Every one of us thrives.
Yeah, exactly.
Diba? I mean, you thrive here,
Yeah,
don't you?
thrive
I
here. And
thrive.
look at you now. You
I'm
look like you're super
thriving.
thriving.
I'm thriving.
Kaya may mga safe spaces. Kasi like, for example, for me, as a queer person, parang, paano ko express yung sarili pag sobrang I feel very vulnerable to being harmed,
Yeah,
being bullied,
Yes.
or misgendered for our trans community, di ba? Like,
Exactly.
it's very difficult.
That's why we have to create these spaces and foster these spaces so that us as a community would be able to find ourselves in spaces where we are supported, where we feel comfortable, where we feel safe.
Everyone deserves a safe space where one can live unapologetically, so when you do find it, take it, own it, exist as loudly and as vibrant as you can. This is now about the space that we share, the safe space that we nurture for each other.